Sunday. Happy Rosh Hashanah to those who celebrate the Jewish New Year. You picked a great day to see a live recipe demonstration in action. Tons of stuff to show you. My camera girl Maya can pan through and you can see everything that I've got laid out for you. I wanted to make sure you knew that even though there's a lot of ingredients here today, it's a pretty righteous recipe. I am making meatless eggplant lasagna. It has a ton of protein in it. It's very satisfying, decadent. My house smells absolutely delicious right now because I got one in the oven and we're gonna make another one right now. Eggplant lasagna keeps in the refrigerator for up to a week. I don't know about it keeping further because it never lasts long enough. But you can freeze it too, and it freezes beautifully. And I love to take freezer bags and freeze them by the slice. That way I can make it a portable lunch or even a healthy snack if I wanted. So you are definitely in the right place. I appreciate you spending your Sunday with me. You know, one of the things that we have in common is that we have all had weight loss surgery, or maybe we're gearing up to have weight loss surgery, but it doesn't stop there. You might just be seeking overall wellness or trying to combat a diabetes diagnosis, or even just trying to be heart smart. Whatever the case, you are definitely in the right spot. Bariatrics and Tips is a way for me to further my bariatric journey while helping others live large, cook and eat small, and find flavor in everything that you do. And that's one of the chief reasons why this eggplant lasagna recipe is made with an 8x8 baking dish rather than a 9x13, because I don't want to make so much that I feel obligated to eat it or that it ends up going to waste. So we're gonna dive right in. Please, Maya, say hiya to our audience.
Hi.
Oh, she's so droll. The girl went to homecoming yesterday. Maybe she's just a little tired. We've already cranked out some homework, so I am glad that she's with us today. She is, I should say, I always want to say she's manning the camera, but she's not a man, she's a woman, so she's womaning the camera, so she'll do a great job. Maya, come around here, please. And as always, if there are any questions from anyone, please let us know. I'm going to be using my handy dandy guide here, my recipe. It's a pretty extensive recipe, and when you see it today on our Facebook page, Bariatrics and Tips, you will see that it's a two-slide recipe card. Lots of different steps. It is a little time consuming, but I think you will find that the finished product is just absolutely incredible. So the one that I have in the oven right now has about 8 minutes left on the timer. So when my oven buzzes, I am gonna take it out, but it needs to set for 10 minutes. And so that's why I wanna make sure that it has its chance to do that. So when we're all done preparing this and we pop this one in the oven, we can cut right into that bad boy, okay? So let's go over the ingredients first, okay? 2 eggplants peeled and sliced into planks. You will see a slide later today posted on our Bariatrics and Tips page that shows you the best way to cut the eggplant into planks. I've already done it because I had to do a lot of prep work. Super easy if you, very similar like if you were cutting a melon or a watermelon or a cantaloupe. You want to slice the ends, and then you want to put it so it's up, and you're just going to slice them down, and then you'll peel the skin off of it. The skin is bitter, so some places will serve with the skin on. It's more for color than anything, but it does have the ability, if it's a really thick, tough skin, it'll lend some bitterness to the eggplant, and you don't want that. There's a lot of different things that you can do with eggplant too. And I've got something that I can show you. Currently, if you pan through this, Maya, and really look in, I've actually got some eggplant strands that I'm making into noodles. And then I have some cubed ones. Now, they're being soaked in milk right now. Milk is like, it's almost like lemon juice, where you put lemon juice on an apple to keep it from browning. Milk will prevent the eggplant from browning. And so I've got this in the milk right now. And let's see here. Hold on a second. We're having camera issues. Bear with me here. Can you guys do me a favor and can you see this properly, because we're having some camera issues. Hold on one second. Nope, hold on. Leave it like that, Maya. Can you guys see it okay? Renee, Vicky, Tanya, can you let me know? Do you see the screen just fine? I'm trying to... No, I don't want to do that. Oh, yes. Thank you, Melissa. All right. I don't know. Try it. Nope, don't do that. All right. Just kind of keep it like this, Maya. No, I don't know that that's... We are just having a really weird screen. So just keep it here. I think Facebook is glitching. Yeah, I think it is too. Anyways, this is soaked in milk. So just keep this like that. And I think you should be okay, Maya. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know what to tell you. As long as you guys can see it, okay? Just try to maneuver, okay, Maya? So anyways, I've got this soaked in milk, and I'm going to play with it a little bit later and saute it a little and make some pasta out of it. But soaking it in milk is a great idea. But you want to make sure in this recipe that you give the eggplant a chance to dry out. And so what you want to do when you slice them into planks is you want to put them on either a cookie sheet or some paper towel, and you want to salt them and just let them be for 20 or 30 minutes. So again, it's a lot of prep work, but the yield result, you're gonna love it. So that is our first ingredient. I'll go through the logistics in a second. You're gonna need some extra virgin olive oil, good olive oil, kosher salt, a large egg, a half a tub, and that's a 15-ounce tub each, of ricotta cheese, part skim, and low-fat cottage cheese. And some people like ricotta, and that's fine. You're gonna do what you wanna do to make this delicious for you. Some people like ricotta, some people like cottage cheese, some people only use cottage cheese, but I like them both. And I think using both of them blends a lot of flavors and textures, and the ricotta gives it a creaminess, and the cottage cheese gives it like boost of protein. So it's kind of like a win-win. So if you can, use half and half. If you've never done it before, challenge yourself. You're gonna love it. 2 scoops of low-calorie protein powder. Today I've got Gene Pro. You just want to make sure that you're doing it by tablespoon. And some of the most, at least that I've seen, most of the low-calorie protein powder is by the tablespoon. So there we go. Maya, does everything look okay? Yeah. Can you get me in the picture and it's still there?
It's hard.
It's hard. Well, can you still do it?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys, while you're watching, if anything looks weird, just let us know, because we are experiencing technical difficulties. I'm going to go through this quickly. We need a cup of part skim mozzarella cheese divided. I've got that here. We need grated Parmesan cheese. I have that as well. We need a couple minced garlic cloves, a teaspoon of dry oregano, fresh spinach leaves, optional. I love it. Can't live without it. My recipe says mushrooms are optional, but in my house, mushrooms are mandatory. These are sliced baby Bella mushrooms. They're awesome. Can't live without them. Yum. All right. A half a cup each of packed chopped fresh parsley and basil, which I've already done, black pepper, and then the pasta sauce of your choice. And I actually made homemade pasta sauce. I had an overabundance of tomatoes that a friend gave me, and I had basil coming out of everywhere from my garden. So this is my garlic, tomato, basil pasta sauce. It's delicious. So that's what I'm going to use today. So let's get started. For the eggplant, the first thing that we need to do is season the eggplant on both sides after you have it sitting and salted. I like to douse it with olive oil and and you've got the salt. My oven is gonna come due in just a minute. You want to make sure that you roast it for 20 to 30 minutes because you want it to be pliable. The first time I ever made eggplant lasagna, years and years and years and years ago, before bariatric surgery even, I made it with just raw eggplant, and it was so tough and you couldn't even cut it with a knife. So really roast your eggplant first. And then while it's roasting, you can start with the ricotta filling. So let's do that. Maya, come on over. We are going to get a medium-sized bowl. I want to see what this looks like. There we go. Just, no, like this. As long as you have it there, they can see it. I don't know why it's doing that. It's so weird. Okay, but focus on the bowl, this bowl. You might have to go back a little. Whew, this is going to be a fun one. Okay, keep watching over there. Let me just grab this out of the oven real quick, you guys. So that way you can, oh, it probably needs a few more minutes, but we're going to just do it. Whew. All right, I hear you. All right, that can wait while we work now. All right, so we are going to beat the egg, which we've already done. Okay, there we go. And we want to add the ricotta. This is a half of a tub. There we go, half of a tub. This is a cup of cottage cheese. It is low fat. All right. We need a half a cup of mozzarella, which means I need to get the half a cup. I did not think to do that. All right. You know, you can never have enough cheese, you guys. If anyone's making comments. All right. Hi, Chantel. Thanks, Melissa. I appreciate it. All right. A quarter cup of shredded Parmesan. You could do shredded, you could do grated, whatever you want to do. I don't discriminate when it comes to cheese. Cheese is amazing. Okay, now we need to do the garlic. 2 cloves of garlic. So a clove is usually equivalent to a teaspoon, so I'm going to put 2 of those bad boys in there. I love the garlic. Okay, garlic. And then the oregano, a teaspoon of dried oregano. There we go. Yum. That's the green, Maya. And then the chopped herbs. Here we go. We've got the basil, fresh from my garden. That's about all she wrote. I think I'm going to have to buy basil now. And then chopped fresh parsley. In you go, my friend. In you go. All right. All right. And then let's mix this up. The egg is going to help everything set. The herbs are just so beautiful and they lend an amazing smell. The cheese is going to glue it all together with the eggs. And oh, it's so delicious, you guys. Now you're going to do this in a double. You're going to use half of the concoction for the first layer and half for the second. So you can either put it in a measuring cup. I just kind of eyeball it. All right. So at this point, I've already removed the eggplant from the oven and we are going to, is everything going okay, Mai? Mm-hmm. Right. Make sure we, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the protein powder, you guys. No one told me. All right, so 1 and then 2. I just think wherever you can add a little bit more protein, try it. This actually makes the concoction thicker and you'll never taste it. It adds to the consistency and because it's unflavored, it's just a perfect addition to what we're making here, okay? There we go. So now we need to assemble it. When you are cooking the eggplant, you're cooking it in a 400-degree oven. And at this point, we're going to reduce it to 375, okay? And I already have it like that. So we are going to prepare an 8x8 baking dish. Okay, the first thing that we want to do is we want to pour a little bit of the pasta sauce to the bottom so that way the eggplant doesn't burn. And I love to just, you know, let it slip and slide. You can put a little extra if you think you just want to fill in the gaps. And this is where we're going to do our noodles. Okay, here's my eggplant. And you can see it's been roasted nicely. This stuff is great. I eat it. I can eat it raw. Eggplant is such a great vegetable. Let's talk about the nutrition facts while I'm spreading these out in lines. Okay, you're only going to need 2 layers. So while I do this, I'll tell you that a cup of cubed eggplant is just about 20 calories. Now, it's not a huge source of protein, which is fine. The things that you're eating it with will help the protein content along. But a cup of cubed eggplant, 20 calories, less than I think it's 0.01 grams of fat. And the carbohydrates, 4.8 grams, but then you subtract 2.5 grams of dietary fiber. So you've got good carbs and good fiber. Okay, so there's my bottom layer. Take a look. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we are going to spread the leaves, the spinach leaves. And you know what? I don't really measure. I just kind of like lay them out. And it covers, I mean, a little goes a long way. I don't want it completely covered, but enough there. And if you're gonna choose to put mushrooms on here, or really, you guys, any other vegetable, if you're psycho over zucchini, the way that I'm psycho over mushrooms, put zucchini on it. If you want to add some peppers, put some peppers on it. Jalapenos might even be good too, but I'm going to stick to my recipe at this point. I'm going to put my mushrooms on. In the recipe, you'll see that mushrooms are optional. Not many people, I don't know, I'm a mushroom eater. I love mushrooms. When I was little, my grandpa always used to tell me stories about how I would call them mutt-me's. And even now, my mom will refer to it as such, and sometimes I will too. So there we go. There is our mutt-me's. Okay, so now we are going to spread a thin layer of the sauce. Okay, so let's get this bad boy on. I'm gonna lay it on. I know it's a thin layer, but you'll see what I will do. I'm gonna kind of move it around and fill in the gaps where you can. There are no rules to this, you guys. Do what works for you. That's all I can encourage. But take the time to experiment in the kitchen, because it really is a blessing when you can make something absolutely delicious. Okay, so now we are going to repeat the process. We are going to get some more eggplant on here. These planks, I cut a little thinner than the batch that just came out of the oven. I'm actually going to freeze this one when it comes out in a little bit. And I will be menu planning for the week and eating this at work and at home until there is no more and it's coming out of my ears. All right, so you just make sure you get that eggplant in line, leave no eggplant unturned. There we go. Okay, now I do like to press down on it. I want to make sure everything is nice and sound. Guys, now we put the ricotta. All right. All right. A little bit more sauce. I just like to have a little sauce on top so it looks like really Italian-y, that it all lends itself. All right. So this is going to go into, it looks really good. Like, can you see the layers? It's tinted blue, so you probably can't see it very well, but you'll be able to see it when I take the other one out. And it looks like I might have layered it a little bit differently in this one than I did in the other, but that's okay. It all tastes the same and it's all delicious. So you do want to cover this for the first 20 to 30 minutes. You are going to bake it 375 and you're going to cover it. And then you're going to take the lid off, or the foil off, and you're going to let it go up to another 20 minutes until it bubbles and the cheese kind of gets brown. That's when I actually, come on up here. That's when I actually like to just sprinkle a little bit more cheese on there just for giggles. So let's go put this in the oven, and then we'll concentrate on the final product. All right, so here comes the final. You can look at it. Make sure you get right over here, you guys see? Yeah, come around. Come take your body and move. Yeah, so you can see all the layers. It looks fantastic. All right, let's get a knife. Let's dig in. And let's get a spatula. This is the part that always scares me. You do want to let it sit for 10 minutes before you take it apart. And ideally, I mean, cut it however you want. I like to cut it down the middle, and then I like to make like 6 servings. But you can cut it however you want. Look at all that cheese. Oh my good Lord. All right. And actually, I'm going to make 8 servings out of this. And I'm gonna go for this one. Okay, you guys, it's not set up yet. I should have let it wait a little bit longer, but here we go. Here goes nothing. Yeah. You'll get some of that watery stuff. That's one of the reasons why you want to set it. If it's really watery, it's just because of everything that you're making it with. The spinach definitely has water content that lends to it. But here we go. The one last thing, come over here and focus on that. The one last thing that I want to do is you can actually, what I love to do, even with like my pizzas that I make, anything saucy, I always put a little bit of crushed red pepper on it. All right, so here we go. Going in for the fork. My dog's on the floor, just waiting. You see Lego? Say hi. No, I didn't drop anything, honey. All right, here we go. Eggplant lasagna, you guys. Take a look. Did you get in my? All right. Oh my God, you guys. This is the bomb. And I'm making a special Rosh Hashanah dinner tonight. I kind of want to eat this. It's so good, so flavorful. Fresh basil and parsley you can definitely taste. I'm pretty partial to my pasta sauce. The cheese is amazing, and I know I'm eating a lot of protein. So there you go. That's my eggplant lasagna. One more look at it, Maya. Look at how amazing that looks. I will let it sit for a little bit longer, and then what I'll do is I'll drain some of that liquid, and I'll encourage you to do the same. The liquid is pretty inevitable. Even if you're making traditional lasagna, you get that juice from the tomato. But I just love the layered look, and I love the way that the bright green fresh herbs are focusing on that as well. So I appreciate you looking, and I'm sorry that we are having technical difficulties on our side, but let's real quick recap about what we have coming up next week. Events, let's go. Let's see what's on deck. I've been trying to get a little creative. Upcoming October 2nd, we've got a segment on Greek yogurt, ways that you can add Greek yogurt to your everyday meal plan. October 9th, we are going to do some chia seed concoctions. That'll be lovely if you've never tried chia seed. It is like the unsung hero of Healthland, and it's wonderful, and they've got a lot of nutrients, and it's very versatile once you learn how to cook with it. And then on October 16th, we've got protein cocktails. So many people struggle with trying to get their liquids in that I found some really good ways to make cocktails, meaning liquid cocktails, no alcohol, you guys, but ways that you'll be able to get your protein in and your water. So hopefully you'll like those coming up. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday with me. I really appreciate it. I've got so much stuff I got to do now. I got to eat this lasagna, and I have to go to a birthday party, and I'm helping my daughter with her homework, and I'm hosting a family Rosh Hashanah. And look what I just saw, I just saw a bug. And I'm going to freak out. All right. Thanks a lot, you guys. Have yourself a great Sunday. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.